Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Psychic Tarot Show with Ashala, coming to you live every Saturday here on the Beyond Mystic YouTube and Rumble channels. Let's just check that out for a moment. You can find us streaming live on the Beyond Mystic YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe over there if you haven't already done so. Or you can follow us live on Rumble. And you can find my appointment bookings page here on the Beyond Mystic consultations page. Check out the banner below. You can receive a 10% discount on a 1-hour private session with me. These sessions are recorded and I send you the recording afterwards. So, oh my gracious. I've just put up this little comment. Can't wait. Missed your weekly tarot. Thank you so much, Den's Den. And I missed you all as well. And for those of you that were at the conference in person, it was an absolute delight and an honor and a pleasure to meet so many of you. If I didn't get a chance to shake your hand, look you in the eye and say, wow, thank you for being here. Thank you for being one of us. Thank you for adding to this amazing collective energy of strength. Well, we'll do that next time. And for those of you tuning in at home on the live stream, we felt you. Thank you so much for your energy, your presence. It really magnified our overall experience. And for those of you that didn't get to see the live stream, you can still find that on the Beyond Mystic page. I highly recommend it. It was an extraordinary experience. Being a speaker, I did a dowsing presentation, and it felt almost like the energy of the collective group was just pulling the very best that I had to offer out of me. And I spoke to the other speakers as well, and we all felt that. So it was just such a synergistic, beautiful, high frequency experience to share. And I think we're going to be feeling the ripples and the waves of that for weeks and months to come. I also want to say that for so many of you, and probably myself as well, you know, it's a little shocking, right? Thank you, Linda. It's a little shocking coming back from something like that to your life. And what I've noticed about when we have these really big activations on a personal level, on a global level, they're often followed by a breakdown, which is often followed by a breakthrough, which is often followed by an upgrade. That's kind of the way. We have this phenomenal, heart-opening, expansive experience, and then we kind of go through a bit of a breakdown, a breakthrough, and an upgrade. And that was my experience since I returned. There's been stuff, just, you know, personal things, family stuff, and just high intensity, big waves of change, because we've created these waves. We are creating these waves collectively, whether we're part of the Beyond Mystic community or not. Everyone is going through it. We're all feeling it. And globally, we can see these things enacted, as I always say, on the political stage, the global stage. So buckle in, knowing that this year, as I spoke with my dear friend Shar, if you had a chance to catch that on the As Above, So Below show, we're talking about this year and this month and next month even a little bit. We want to just grab a hold of the new and go guns a-blazing, great guns ahead. And what the message from Spirit and our personal guides is coming in: slow down, really take the time to let the stuff that needs to clear rise to the surface. Let it go, let it go. A lot of clearing, a lot of organizing. Wow. It's just a lot, isn't it? Linda's saying I'm still buzzing and euphoric. Yeah, it's pretty powerful. And the conference was part of that wave. And as I said, whether you were there or not, we're all getting these upgrades. And so this last little portal we went through a couple of days ago, it already seems like the equinox was like a week ago or something. It just feels like so much is happening in a short time. But we are, what I've noticed and speaking with my clients is that we're recovering and coming back online and getting back into kind of grounded personal alignment, even as these big waves are sort of knocking us over. We're finding our strength and deepening our connection and our inspiration and coming back ready for the next up level. So there we go. That's my preamble. Lovely to see more of you here. Oh, thank you. Well, the magic, there's no shortage of that in our community, as many of you experienced at the conference. It's we're in good company. Yes. Aw, thank you, Earth Dragon. Remember to show the love and hit the like button. Yes. So we're looking at this week taking us into, coming towards the end of March 2025. This will take us to the 29th of March, where I believe there's another new moon and solar eclipse, and woohoo! Never a dull moment. Yeah. Hi, Suzanne. Lovely to see you. So let's see what is happening for all of us together. Take a deep breath, get grounded. I'm going to put the screen up, the bigger screen version up. Oh, or not. I don't know why it's not working anymore. For some reason, that's not working. Okay, well, we get to see it like this. So we have, every once in a while, I will put it up in the larger screen for you, and then we'll pop it back to the smaller screen again so that you can see my face too. So we have the King of Wands in the house of self, the personality, the ego. Well, we have just entered into the Aries frequency, right? March 20th, 21st, the sun moves out of Pisces into the sign of Aries. And Aries is the pioneer. Aries is the go-getter. Aries is the sprinter. So as Charlene and I were discussing, we've got this energy, all this wood, the wood snake, the wood rabbit, all this forward momentum, but then we're also getting tempered. So what the guides are showing me is that we've got this energy propelling us, but we can't really go forward. So where do we go? We go deep. We go down. We put that taproot down deep into the earth. We connect. We go up. So this is really, instead of using that wood Aries energy, that go-get-em energy to get out there and do stuff, use it to really deepen your connection with Earth and cosmos and become like a phenomenal conductor of spirit. Use it to deepen and make your spiritual alignment so potent that you are a great channel. That's what I'm getting. So there we go. No big deal. Okay. Whoa. Yay. In the house of Taurus, which rules material things and possessions and our security and our money, we've got a money card, a big money card. Payouts, paybacks, claims coming in, subsidies, grant money, inheritances, money that we're owed, government money, up just so many ways that we're getting paid out this week. So instead of attaching to how you think that's going to come in, really, they're saying, the guides are showing me almost like, having your purse, your purse strings or your bag for your gold to go in, and you're just opening it wide and going, I want to catch it all. I want to catch all the gold. This is like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, folks. This is like we're all little leprechauns this week. Open wide, receive abundance, receive wealth, receive. It's almost like, you're just, they're saying it's like a graduation or some sort of milestone that you're going through, and everybody's being gifted. So open to receive all the unexpected ways that you can receive this week. Just say yes, yes, thank you, thank you. Wow. Wow. Again, not attachment to, oh, it's going to be XRP, it's going to be gold and silver, it's going to be this particular crypto or that investment I made. Just open wide to any source that's aligned with our, coming into greater and greater spiritual alignment and integrity. You're saying yes to all of it. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, our first major arcana card in the house of, so that was in the house of Taurus, 10 of Pentacles. Woohoo! Now in the house of Gemini, the lovers in Gemini. Well, the lovers pair well with the sign of Gemini because they're sort of like twins. There's this twin energy there. And what I'm getting with that is really working with duality in your own personality. The part, I mean, I'm a Gemini, so I often get accused of being two different people. And a lot of us have duality. We have our inner masculine, feminine. We have different aspects of our personality, the introvert, the extrovert. I think it's a lot more common for people to have not multiple personality disorder, but like different parts of themselves that almost like we have to choose one or the other, and the other part doesn't get balanced. And what I'm being shown here is that this is a really great week for us to feel balance between any parts of us that often are working at cross purposes. So coming again, there's this real sense of center, grounded alignment, like balancing the different, I want to say the different drives or motivations, because Aries is a lot about what drives you, what motivates you. Well, we used to be very much like sort of one side or the other, black and white, right? Like I'm either motivated by this or I'm motivated by that. Right now, you're probably not going to get much mileage out of just one tire. They're going, we need the two tires to go anywhere. Just like in the Chariot card, you need the two sides of the self, or the different parts of the self, the different motivations to go somewhere. So this is going to be a time, we're going into the next 6 to 10 months, the lovers energy here. This is going to be a time where you can't leave half of yourself behind. You can't just be motivated by financial, accumulation, and I'll work on the, my relationships, or balancing in my health or lifestyle, or changing my career. I'll do that later. Right now I'm focused on this, or right now I'm focused on relationship, and I can't focus on career or other things, or healing, and I can't focus. Again, they're going, we want to be at this juncture of our evolution, stepping forward, where all the parts of ourselves are balancing, harmonizing. The number 6 is harmony. In service to what? Just to the ego? Just to the fear self? No, just to the higher self. Yeah, to the greater good. So we're not just doing this for self-fulfillment, self-aggrandizement. We're doing this for service, to show up as our best versions of ourselves. Okay. Yes. Love it. Aw, hi. As a Pisces, yeah, dual, swimming both ways, and many signs, Susan. I've worked with people for a lot of years, for decades, and a lot of people, whether they have Gemini and Pisces in their chart or not, they have that sense of somehow needing to balance out different parts of themselves. Digibeen, I keep getting rebalance. Yep, exactly. And juggling the energies. So it's an interesting concept, the juggling, because we think of it as being, no, that's uncomfortable. We don't want to juggle. But if you think of juggling as actually a phenomenal skill to learn to make magic. And we can be a lot more magical when we bring all parts of ourselves to the best versions of all the different parts of ourselves forward, and not abandon half of our motivation just to fulfill one particular goal. So it's almost like spirit is not going to let us do that anymore. We're going to have to bring our whole self to our decisions and our motivations. All right. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ouch, 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 ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay. Pretty big medicine. Pretty big medicine. I call the devil card. I'm going to just bring this up in the larger screen for a second here so you can see it. Right? Yeah. So there, that is in our house of Cancer, which is home, which is family. Everything close to home is the pots are boiling over on the stove. So we are being asked to work on home, family, right? The things that are the closest. It's often, the things that are the closest to home are the things that, well, when we get betrayed or challenged very, very, very close to home, it's the worst, isn't it? It's the part where you're like, okay, I can handle when challenge comes from out there, but when it comes so close to home, it is so overwhelming and devastating. And so we're going to look at what's on the other side of this devil. So interesting. You see these, like the two, sometimes the lovers are referred to as like this Garden of Eden sort of dichotomy or challenge. And then we have the same two characters sort of held in some sort of toxic relationship. And this feels like it's old family wounds, old family patterns. It's the stuff that we just carried around like a ball and chain. You notice how they're chained to that block there? We just like carry this and we become accustomed to it. And this week, we're going to be given opportunities to be liberated from some of that. It's probably not going to feel super nice in the process, but let's see what we can do to support the healing around this. It feels to me like this is way ancestors. This is lineage stuff, past life stuff. It's old toxic stuff that's all sort of coming out at this time. Oh, there's that juggling. Remember you talked about the juggling back and forth? So this devil card is in the house of Cancer, which is home and family and your sanctuary. So the place that you go for comfort, the place that you go to receive that like encouragement and security, where, closest to home, is going through a big therapeutic cleanse, toxic release, an upgrade, and it's the scariest, right? It's the scariest part. And it's very interesting for me. This really, really resonates for me this week. So, we've got on one side of this in Gemini, the choices. And we've got in the house of Leo, two sides to every story. So it feels a bit like there's this energy of call and response. Like we just say what we need to say, and then we wait for the response. It feels like not a lot of direct communication face to face. It feels more like maybe even just messages back and forth if you're doing some big release work with family members. And this can also relate to home. This can also relate to your physical home. And it could be that there's some sort of problems. I know Penny Kelly was talking about her boiler just broke. If it's not playing out in your family relationships, your family system dynamics, it could be playing out in your actual home, some sort of unexpected problem, expense, or something like that. And we're getting beside it like a choice is that's bringing forward a choice. Are you going to upgrade? Are you going to switch to a new system? Are you going to make a change in how you utilize your home? Are you going to look at an alternative home, maybe have a second like home base, or possibly even the possibility of moving? It's this, we're going to go through this discomfort of that place where we go for solace and comfort and security may feel disrupted this week. And just to know, um, yeah, fire within, right? Um, yeah. Someone is saying, I paused and opened my purses immediately after reading your idea. Yeah, energetic, right? And then we're talking about family coming up. Um, yeah, making higher choices. Not sure. Again, this doesn't feel like a time where we're going to make like really big. We don't have the big boundary cards here. We don't have the big throw the throw it out the door kind of energy. We have this like sort of don't make a decision yet. And I would say at least 2 weeks, if not 2 months. Like things are going to feel a bit rocky. You notice in this picture, we have that boat in the distance and you see the big waves. I actually just used this analogy this morning. I was like, yeah, it feels like we're just getting over riding a big wave and then here comes another one. So it is rocky emotionally. And if you think about this metaphor about home and security, the word home security meaning like homeland security, right? Our nations, our communities, the places that we go to feel safe. And it could feel like there's a lot of disruption politically, economically. So everybody, it doesn't matter where you live, some places a lot more serious than others. We're all feeling incredibly sort of disrupted and insecure in terms of what gives us that sense of sanctuary. And yet, look at this. Look what comes in the money house. Unexpected, but also the things that are owed to us are starting to be paid. We're starting to receive. So, almost we need to step out of this comfort zone with our security in terms of the place we go for sanctuary. And we're going to go, instead of with the people and the home, we're going to go in here with you, the alignment and source and Mother Earth, creator, source, and home, the greater sense of home. Wow. Okay, we've got in Virgo, right? Virgo is trying to pin everything down. I think we've been going through, I'm really curious to speak with Meg now on Tuesday. I'll have to tune into that one because I want to ask her some questions about Virgo. This is creative chaos in Virgo. Now, interesting. When you're faced with that energy building, have you ever had that feeling? I mean, there's things kind of like ants in your pants. You're there saying, okay, I got to get productive. There's all these things I need to do. I got to knock things off the to-do list. And you're just like, I can't settle. I can't focus. It feels unstable. I've got all this energy, but I don't feel sort of like it's the time to really be productive, right? Remember, I've talked in weeks past, oh yeah, this is a super productive week. Not feeling that so much right now. What we want to do with all that energy is we want to move our bodies and we want to create. So get out your musical instrument, get out your art supplies, get out your journal, write some poetry. I just had a client and her like great aunt who's deceased came through, and they used to do ceramics together. And I was like, she's saying go to make some teapots. And this lady was so touched. She was like, oh my gosh, it's great aunt so and so, and I loved her, and we used to do ceramics together. Tune in to the used to things, where whatever it is, work with your hands, do something creative, get out and design your garden. Like, do something to move that creative energy that isn't so much up here, that is in this energy of literally raw creative spirit, is what we're working with. If you let that fester, you're just gonna be revving this week. It's gonna feel like just that restless ants in your pants feeling. And they're saying, yeah, let's not put ourselves through so much of that. Let's not have big expectations about productivity this week, because that's Virgo, right? Virgo is where we are getting the details. It's where we're dealing with the details of life. And some weeks you've heard me say, oh, this is a good week to get taxes done, to focus on being productive, checking things off the to-do list. This feels more like a week where we want to bring out the creative outlets and just indulge those this week. Really indulge those. Okay. So I'm going to just bring this back up to a large screen for a sec. You can have a picture of, so this isn't the large screen that I used to have. I'm just going to take a little peek here and see if I can find it. Is this it? Nope. They've changed it, folks. I am so sorry. Let me see if this is it. Nope. How about this? Nope. Okay, back to this. I don't like when they change all the things. We were just getting really accustomed to how that was working. So I'm going to move the table down a little bit, bring the light in here a bit more. You can see that. Let's see if I can move the light a little bit. Direct it over there at our emperor. Didn't do much, but anyway, we know he's there. Our emperor is, here he is, and he is in the house of Libra, relationships. He's been in that house a couple of times lately, I seem to remember. So power, agreements of power. Now, interesting, that's a very interesting alignment with this devil card in the house of Cancer. Cardinal points here, and we're looking at, okay, Libra with the power dominant emperor of the land. Any places where you are in a power imbalance in your relationships, any places where there's like codependent power attachment, that's going to be up for negotiation this week. Again, not so much face-to-face and immediate negotiation, but maybe some little bit of call and response messaging back and forth, and just putting out there some new ideas, new ways of going about things. Because power in relationships is up for learning more about. And this, of course, gets into the global stage and any sort of agreements, political, because Libra is also about legal agreements. It's about corporations, countries, documents, signing treaties, signing agreements. Okay. And we've got the character that is all about power and dominance in that position, beside the Five of Wands. So not super well aspected. So tug of war, power, a sort of aggressive stance in negotiations politically on the larger political arena. And, the astrologers have been telling us to prepare for this month and into April, early April. So we're right on track with that. Okay. Love this so much. Love that we have this beautiful world card, the world, in the house of Scorpio. So endings and new beginnings, and this is across from the 10 of Pentacles in Taurus. So despite all of this, you know, I want to say like working out power dynamics and relationships between countries and so on, despite all of that, and this really, sort of rare indigo Aries energy that we've got causing us to feel restless and a bit anxious. We are growing leaps and bounds. I think this card was primary in the reading I did with Penny Kelly on Friday, yesterday. It seems like a long time ago already. This world card was really important to that reading. And we have it in Scorpio, which is the ending. Well, this is not an ending. This is a new beginning. But have you noticed how new beginnings sometimes feel like endings, right? It depends on which way we're looking. If we're looking back, it's like an ending. If we're looking forward, it's a new beginning. So can you allow for these tug of war, power conflicts, toxic relationship stuff? Can you allow for that to be like, instead of something that we're going to get like pulled down by, can you see it as sort of like the final push to help us, new beginnings, to help us evolve? Yeah, way better aspected with the world on the other side, right? And new beginnings can be very rocky, definitely. And we're negotiating within ourselves. It's, I mean, I don't want to be too navel gazing, like it's all, nothing out there matters. It's all what you do in here. It's a balance, right? It's like, and I think we get caught up in the outer, we get caught up even in our families, we get caught up in the dynamics, in the power, the the agreements, the spoken or unspoken agreements, the different relational dynamics, and then sometimes we forget. It's like, oh, just close that and look in here and work on this. Thank you, Heather. Oh, yeah, thank you. And Bamlo is saying, do you think that this snake looks back and thinks, oh, I'm going to miss that old yucky skin? Not really. But as you're going through it, ooh, right? It's like, what's happening? Everything I know is changing, and it feels vulnerable. And I've used that metaphor. We're talking about the snake energy because it's the year of the snake in Chinese astrology, which is the transmutation, the cleansing, the letting go of the old, the breakdown of the old and release of the old. And even though it feels vulnerable, the snake's new skin is so strong and tough and like bright and resilient. So it's just an illusion. We think we're so vulnerable, but we're really not. And that is this, right? The world in Scorpio, aspected with that 10 of Pentacles across from it, that is good news, folks. Good news. So it's not going to look the way it used to look when you go through something like this, whether it be with family, politically, what we see going on in the political stage with different, warring nations and upheaval. It's not going to look the way it has before. And even I'm getting like crises with the weather and weather manipulation and the environment and all of that. It's like we're still being sort of looking back at past versions of when we went through the cycles of time and we got to this point on the time, it maybe was really, really like we were going into the darkness then. So it got worse when we got to this point, not better. It was really awesome to listen to Jay Widener's presentation about the ages, and I've been following the Yuga ages for decades. I've been aware of that. And just to see, we're patterned to think when it gets like this, because the last time we went through these big cycles, it got worse, not better. But we're on the other side now. We're on the other side. And so we go through these critical things and it's going to get better, not worse. So we're actually healing the old stored trauma in our memory bank of, wow, the last time we had big earth changes, cataclysms, political wars, everything got worse. And, even in our own memory from the last couple of generations, the last time certain political narratives warded out, things went really bad. And so we've got these stored memories, and that's what's freaking us out, right? We're like, oh no, 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 no. Yeah. Our head logic is incorporating heart opening, sending so much love and light to all. We got this. Yeah. Thank you for your comments and your support. I love it. Okay, I'm at the halfway point, and let me just see what I am bringing forward here. I think I'm showing you all this. So let's have a quick look. Yep, this is the Insider Access Pass. And we are looking at a 15% off for a limited time with code IAP15. So you can check the links below this live stream to find out how you can utilize that coupon and receive that discount. And keep in this beautiful frequency bandwidth. One of the things that I'm appreciating about our Beyond Mystic community and all of the things is like, your financial support, it might seem like a lot, like we've got a lot of offerings. There's a lot more things coming down the pipe. There's a lot of plans in the works and new courses and new people coming on. And it might just seem like overwhelming, like a lot of things on offer and a lot of sales. And I just want to acknowledge that this community, this team, this platform has big plans, and you're all part of this. So obviously you don't have to take every course and, buy everything that's on offer, but just know that this is getting circulated. Like when I met behind the scenes, all the people that are being paid with the proceeds of all of these offerings, it was such a delight to me to see that this wealth is being spread, and it's being spread into what's the next conference, what's the next exchange and development, and where are we going from here? And we're all going together. So I really encourage you to allow that narrative to sort of ground you into knowing how you fit into that larger vision. Yeah. Aw. I love all the offerings when I can. Right? Beautiful. Okay. We're going to continue on with this wheel. And the next one, we have this little page of swords is in the house of Sag. Sagittarius, expansion, adventure, spontaneity, plans, travel, higher education, all of that good stuff. Also truth. Also truth. Okay, so what I'm being shown here is very directional, because this little page is across from the lovers. Remember, we had the lovers down in Gemini, and it's a lot about decisions and upgrading decisions and upgrading decisions. So what I'm being shown is as we go through this year of the snake and all of these waves, remember we were getting that feeling like, oh, here comes the next wave, here comes the next wave. Instead of feeling we have to catch the wave and go all the way in one go, like, oh, sorry, you missed the wave, you're SOL, right? It's like, no, they're saying it's really about take a little step and then take a breather, take another little step and then take a breather. Every little choice you make, this is not a time to go from A to Z straight in a straight line. This is a time to kind of zigzag. Make one little choice and take a little pause, stay on that little plateau, but know another wave is coming and you're going to make another choice. So this is really feeling to me like it's taking us into the next 6 months. It's also taking us even into the next 5 or 6 years. It's like this stair step, but it's interesting because I'm being shown the zigzag pattern, and that makes me think of balancing between your priorities on this side and your priorities on that side. So if it's work and home or spirituality and practicality, relationships, finance, whatever those different dual aspects or priorities or motivations or inspirations, they're saying, just kind of like, yes, take a step on one and then take a step on the other side and then take a step on the other side and just build towards the greater opportunities little by little, incrementally. Yeah. Oh, okay. So trips. Jenny is talking about Sylvia's trip. Woohoo! So Sylvia and I are both going to Egypt this fall, and we were so excited when we tuned in together and realized this is we're on a wave of something extraordinary and magical that's happening in Egypt this fall. So my trip is in September. Sylvia's trip is in October, I believe. And yeah, she did mention that in Ottawa. So stay tuned for more information about those. Yeah, it feels like when I was speaking with Meg Moonbeam, she was saying, oh yeah, this time of September, October is a lot about awakening the divine feminine on the planet. It is about awakening the spiritual heart of humanity. So the timing is so ideal for us to be gathering with that kind of heart-centered, beautiful frequency of love and balance, healing, bringing our healing energy to those sacred lands. Yeah. Yeah. And with the new revelations about what is under the pyramid, right? It's like, oh, you can't make this up. I mean, we get led to these dates and times, the synchronicities that brought me to this particular decision at this moment, and then brought the dates to my awareness, and then sitting next to Meg Moonbeam at dinner the first night of the conference. And she's saying, oh, did you know that time in September is so extraordinary for activating the heart of humanity and the divine feminine. So especially extraordinary out of the last number of years. So it's like, you can't make this stuff up. Yeah, thank you. Right? Yes. Oh yeah, we were just at 444. And yeah, the eclipses are happening in September as well. So yeah, a lot going on. Okay, coming into the home stretch here, everybody. Let's look at, so yeah, we're just basically saying yes to whatever is calling you, but you don't have to do everything this year. You don't have to do all the steps. You don't have to go to the final of anything. It's just think of it as little little activations leading to overall an upgrade. And that could be in the areas of travel. It could be in the areas of higher education. It could be in the areas of spiritual development, spiritual study, and so on. Okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. Here we go. Are we okay to let go? Can we let go? Everybody take a big sigh together and exhale out peace, gratitude, and love in all directions, forgiveness. It's going down. It's going down. This is the house of Capricorn. Look at the cards. They're all wonky all of a sudden. Okay. The walls come tumbling down. Capricorn is about structure, society. It's about rules and laws and systems and order. It is about karma, the how time and karma right every wrong, balance every scale. This is the time. And look at this. It's like that devil at the bottom. Here I am saying, look at this, and I can't seem to get the screen to go big enough. I might try this for a sec. Let's see what happens if I do this. Oh, sorry. That was silly. Where am I? Uh-oh. Hold on. Oh, now I'm paused. Hello, are you there? Hello? That was really weird. Okay. I just totally got booted off or something. I pressed that button and we went into Never Never Land. We can hear you. Okay, good. I won't be pressing that button again. Seriously, I'm going to be contacting StreamYard and saying, what is going on? I want the old view back where we could see the cards. This is just silly. So here we are. The tower, the walls come tumbling down, a big breakthrough. And is this in the old systems? Is this in, if it's in finances, it looks like a breakthrough. If it almost feels a bit more personal. It almost feels a bit more like our old version of ourselves. A lot of Digi Bean saying, don't press that button again. So, right? Interesting. I'm going to see what's on the other side of that tower card. Yeah, this is personal. This is internal. This is the little part of our collective evolution that we all have to do it alone, right? It's that moment where you have your little time to take the plunge, to do the great upgrade, to do the great up level this week. Possibly even we're coming into a cycle where a lot of us have the inner work to do. And it's the stuff that you can be inspired and motivated by others, but there's parts of it that you have to do alone. And so this does overall feel like it's more us coming to terms with the places that we're still hooked in to the system. And it's more energetic, it's more emotional, it's more visceral than it is actually what the physical is. It's almost like they're saying it doesn't matter so much if you're living the new paradigm, new earth life. It's what kind of hold does the old system still have on you? You could be living in the most beautiful new environment, like some of those new, villages and new technologies and new homes and all of that beautiful stuff that Penny Kelly was showing us, but you could still be like literally living in the fear-based programming of the old matrix subconsciously, and it's still running you. Right? So it's not just what's on the outside. You could be living a very mundane life, a very you could still be even working in the system, but you could be free in your soul. So this is where there's no faking it. This is between you and creator or source. And we all have to go through our initiation or rite of passage individually. And this week is going to be a big version of that. And I'm just sending out prayers to all of you, to your heart, your courage. It's like, you've got this. We've done this. This is just the final exam, right? You've aced the whole course. You're here. So do it, complete it, right? Synthesis, the number 9. This was my card for the whole year of 2025. So we might be taking this energy into like September. The month of September is where we may really finally feel that release fully. And this week we're definitely having, a kind of a personal initiation. And we might see easing up next week. Next week might be lighter. This is another one of those deep dive ones. Oh, love this. Love this. Coming into the close of our wheel here. So we had the Hermit was in the house of Aquarius, which is a community and friends and allies, and the Hermit is a loner. So again, this is the part that we can't really do with each other. We can all sort of cheer each other on, but we might all need to take some time alone this week, and maybe even this month, and maybe even a little longer than that. Okay, look at this. Pisces. Pisces is where you get a read on what's hidden. What are we keeping back? What are we holding back? What are we what could trip us up, or what could lift us up? And is it a tripwire, or is it something that's gonna up level us and give us a boost? This is a boost. This is a boost. Okay, so again, it's not going to look the way it did before. So if this feels familiar, whatever you're going through personally, financially, emotionally, spiritually, if it feels like, oh, I don't like this. I hate when this happens. This happened before, I didn't like it. If you feel that way, just know and reaffirm to yourself, this is different. We are going towards the light. We are coming out of the dark. We're not going into it. We're coming out of it. So it's going to look different. Whew. I feel like it was a little pep talk that I needed to give myself. Let's see the final card in the center. Oh, wishes being fulfilled. You know that, of course, the old song, you don't always get what you want, you get what you need. That's sort of like the final word for this week is we'll get what we need and we'll be glad of it. Within the next few weeks, we're going to look back at this phase we're in right now, and we're going to go, oh, I'm so glad all that happened. I'm so glad I cleared all that. But we're going to be very, very glad of it because it's going to open things up for us. It's going to up level us. Yeah. Wow, eh? Wow, wow, wow. You get what you need. Yep. Love it. Beautiful. I'm just looking. The highest work. Hmm. 3 pairs of major arcana. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at that. Let me just look here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in total. So if we're thinking major arcana cards, which are our great allies, they're like our teachers, our healers, our guides. It's where we're getting, spirit is walking right beside us. And I know everybody's like, ooh, this devil character, like we don't want to see that, right? It's like, yuck, we don't want to look at that. But I call him the medicine man. He brings the medicine to clear what needs to be released. So it's that little bit of poison that causes the purge, right? That's what this is. And so it's not a bad card. It's not an evil card unless we get stuck there. If we let this rock us so much that we fall over and we lose our balance, we lose our alignment, we get attached to the victim story, we go down a big negative spiral, then it is dangerous. But if we just go, yep, this too shall pass, and it's going to be for my greater good. So it's like the bitter medicine, but things will be cleared and I'll be better for it in the long run. That's all what we're saying here. And yeah, we've got 6 major arcana, some big power cards with the Emperor and the Devil, some big gateway up leveling cards with the World and the Lovers, and then this clearing and doing the inner alignment. We're back to that inner alignment piece. So, wow. I wouldn't have expected it not to be powerful where we are right now. It kind of had to be that way. And I really am sending you all blessings and prayers for the greatest version of your healing, your therapeutic process in this week ahead. And we'll check in and see how we're all doing on the other side of this. And I look forward to sharing with you, of course. As always, let's just have a quick peek at the offerings here. So please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Beyond Mystic YouTube channel and the Beyond Mystic Rumble channel right here. And you can find me in the Beyond Mystic Consultations page of the website where you can book a 1-hour reading with me. I'm taking bookings next week. I think pretty filled up this coming week, but there's openings in the following week. You can access the coupon code below and receive a 10% discount on your 1-hour session with me. So it's been an absolute delight to share with all of you. Have a beautiful week, and I look forward connecting with you, Tuesday with Meg, next Friday, not next Friday, the following one with Penny Kelly, and next Saturday. Blessings, everyone. Have a beautiful week. Bye for now.